What is going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 160 of Littleroot Lessons. As always, I'm your host, Carter Noble, joined by our fantastic co-host, Carl Wilkin. What's up, dude?
It's nice to have you back again.
Yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a couple weeks. Yeah.
It's been a bit.
Yeah. So just to kind of fill everyone in, my grandfather passed away the 17th.
Yep, St. Patrick's Day.
I, being his power of attorney and his executor of the estate and everything, has been a very, very long and stressful week and a half.
It's been a process, yeah.
Yeah, and of course it's still not done, but so yeah, if I have been quiet on the community and everything here the last couple of weeks, now you all know what's going on.
Yep.
So I haven't touched Pokemon in like 2 weeks. What are we doing?
Today we're going to be looking at a future with home integration. It feels fitting to talk about this as the Nintendo 3DS eShop goes down later today. This is your PSA, Go Get Bank, and everything else downloaded on your 3DS if you don't have it already.
Do those need to be fully up to date now?
I would go ahead and check it and update it now.
I'm pretty sure mine are.
If you don't have it downloaded, go and get it downloaded, because once the eShop closes, you will not be able to download it later. I spent 2 hours yesterday getting Pokemon Bank and all this other stuff downloaded on mine. Adding funds is a pain in the butt.
Do you watch The Completionist?
Yes. They spent way too much money.
I was going to ask if you saw their video on it. Yes. So for those who aren't aware, The Completionist and his company, Gerard, went through and downloaded everything on both the Wii U and 3DS eShops.
Yep.
And has it on hard drives. many hard drives.
Yeah, it is a lot.
But at the same time, name anyone else who would ever be willing to do something like that,
Exactly, right? This is, if there was going to be someone who did this, it would be The Completionist.
I think the grand total is $20,000 or something.
Like
I'm just
that. It's absurd.
Yeah, just pocket change.
I have that lying around, sure.
Clearly.
I bought Crystal and Yellow for the Virtual Console for the 3DS, and I made sure I was able to get the Poke Transporter downloaded. I recently purchased a copy of, I think it was X, and I have Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire, one of those too. I have all the Gen 7, I have all of Gen 6. I still need to acquire Gen 4 and 5, but those are eventual gets instead of must-haves.
Those are very expensive. Plus, all of the Gen 4 Pokemon are available on Switch, and most of Gen 5 is as well. So, needing the Poke Transporter and all that is going to be much less of a need and more of a I want a cool mark. Or
I want to bring
up
my Raikou from Crystal up here. Or I want to bring up my Zapdos from Gen 1. Things like that.
Or I know, I think it was season 1 of the Invitational, we bred everyone Shiny Incineroars.
Mm-hmm.
We had talked about
to do Gyarados.
Yeah, we were talking about doing Gen 2 Gyaradoses. Because then, we would have played a lot of Crystal.
If you think about it from how we do it, you can get to the Lake of Rage fairly fast.
And if I remember correctly, because of the way that IVs and breeding work in that game, your shiny value is associated to your DVs, and there's a pretty decent chance that you can just pass on your shiny DVs. So shiny Gyarados should, in theory, make it easier to breed for a shiny Magikarp.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
It would have been it would have been much cooler to just go and catch the shiny Gyarados and then send it 16
off times,
and then reset. And honestly, it would have taken
Because, dude, I don't know if you've ever hatched eggs in Crystal. It takes forever.
Yeah, you either get very lucky and it hatches in its first cycle, or
which luckily Magikarp is a very, very low cycle.
There's a scenario where you end up messing it up, and it could take multiple cycles.
I remember for when we did the Stadium 2 Let's Play, I needed, like, for my ideal team, I needed an egg move on Chansey. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you how long it takes to hatch Chansey eggs.
It's a while.
It's like a good, like, 10-minute bike ride around Goldenrod to hatch one. It was awful. But we did it for the fans. Go watch the Stadium 2 Let's Play. It was a blast.
It's like 40 episodes or something. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The first couple episodes are really easy, and then out of nowhere it's just like a brick wall.
Like, let's turn it up to 11 and let's see if Carter can beat this.
Like, nope, we will be back. Got it. And I think I took like a week to make an actual team. It's like, all right, cool, now we're back. And from there, it's just like, yeah, this game's really hard still.
Yeah.
Like, even after getting a team together, it was like, yeah, this game's still really hard.
Yeah. I know, like, I've watched other people just, like, do rental randos through Stadium 2. And, like, the goal is to just get to the end, and you just don't. Half the time.
Stadium 2 is so much harder than Stadium 1. It's not even funny. Not even funny, man.
Who knew adding a bunch of extra Pokemon into the game made the game harder?
And, like, it's not only that, it's like, I feel like they also upped the CPU difficulty, and, like, the teams are also that much better, too. Mm-hmm. Like, I would have to actually go back and play Stadium 1, but, like, dude, I remember, like, unlocking round 2 of Stadium 1 and be like, oh, I didn't know this is a thing. This is really cool. And, like, in Stadium 2, that was, like, the end goal of the series. It's like, all right, we're going to do everything.
Yeah.
And after starting it, I'm like, what have I got myself into? This is awful. But, like, it was a really fun playthrough. It was a really, really fun series.
Is Stadium out on the Nintendo Switch yet?
No, I finally updated, so I have the Family Pass now.
Nice. I just re-upped ours. It went out over the weekend, actually, and unannounced to us, we didn't know I had turned off. I wasn't on automatic renewal. So,
yeah, now I can't screw it up because it's our anniversary when it comes out. So
mine will re-up at the pretty much middle of March every time now.
Yeah. Yep. So I've been playing a lot of Puzzle League the last week or so.
Yeah.
I beat hard mode, and then my roommate and I were playing a little bit. He's like, "Dude, I do not understand this game." I'm like, let me show you like what I'm doing. And so I beat hard mode. And so then I started on, I think it's very hard.
I was about to say, it's about time for you to go challenge Dad.
Oh, no, nowhere near it.
Go do it. Do it. Dad.
Started
come
playing.
Peer pressure him.
So I unlocked, so the way you unlock super hard and very hard is just like putting in a code.
Yeah.
But you unlock the code by beating the other difficulties.
Of course.
But you can just input them in at any time. So after I figured that out, I'm like, all right, I just beat hard. Very hard is next. Let's go ahead and try super hard. I can't even beat the first match. Like, yeah. I tried for probably like 2 hours, and I'm just like, man, this game is absurd. I can't do this. And Tiff's like, why don't you just like not play this then? I'm like, no, I'm enjoying this. This is really fun.
It's really hard.
It's so hard. And she's like, I don't understand you. I'm like, I enjoy difficulty. Yeah. I'm enjoying this. And like, it's dumb. So I went back and, started playing very hard instead, and it was fine, and then I get to, I think it was, Erica, and just immediately lose. I'm like, alright, cool, we're back to the difficulty part of the game. So
yeah,
that's
like
what I've been.
The more of that type of game that you play, the better it should get. I remember when we were grinding Tetris 99 and things like that. And,
bring back Mario 35.
Yes, please. That game was that was so much fun. But those types of puzzle games, when you're in it and you're been playing a lot of it, you start to see it more and you start to get better, which is why it's once you beat hard, you unlock very hard. You're still in that mindset of, I see the patterns and I see what I need to do. But if you put it down and walk away for a little bit, you lose all of it.
And I do this every so often where it's just all right, well, I'm going to beat this game. And, I will, go through and play it and everything. And then I won't touch it for, 3 years. And then, next thing you know, it's just all right, cool, I'm good. Let's do it again. Let's go and beat this game once again.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's been, life update, I guess.
Yep.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I feel like I've done a lot of talking about nothing so far.
We are getting ready for baby. We posted that out on Twitter on Thursday. Did our official announcement.
Oh yeah, I guess we can finally talk about that. Congrats.
Yeah, we could talk about it on the podcast now. Kayla's due in September, end of September. I think it's the 27th or something.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a million appointments now. I take 1 day a week off if she's going to one of them, it's far away or something. So work has been weird. I've lost a day pretty much at least every other week where it's you have this appointment, let's go do this appointment, and then we need to do this around the house to get ready for this, and we'll go and tackle that instead of just sitting around and just vegging out or playing games or chilling like we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Our current task is we have to clean out our guest bedroom and get a storage unit. That is the current next item on our to-do list.
I feel that we our next goal is clean out Grandpa's bedroom and either move our bedroom in there or the office in there. I haven't figured out what we're doing yet.
Obviously, you make that your bedroom.
That's right. It's a bigger room.
For those that don't have, they're never going to see this, but I've been there, so I know what it looks like. That has the attached bathroom. That's right.
That and on top of that, the bedroom we're currently in has internet access, and my computer is hardlined. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to run cable the length of the house. Like I do. Yeah.
But I've got nice floor strips and things like that to hide it and to keep it safe. You'd have to go much farther than I'm doing right now.
And I don't mind because it would just be drill a hole into or run it through the vent down and then across, but I don't want to fight with all of it, so instead we won't. Yeah.
It's just easier that way. I don't have the luxury of running it through the ductwork. All of our ductwork is in the wall and not on the ground.
Ooh, yeah.
So, I don't have that luxury. So I just went and bought floor strips like you would see in an office somewhere and just run the cables on the floor. I gotta redo it this year, but just more things to add to the to-do pile.
Eventually, maybe.
Yeah. All right, we've done enough stalling, talking about our lives and whatnot. Let's talk about Pokemon, because home integration is hopefully soon.
Right? It's soon, TM.
It is supposed to be early 2023, and early 2023 is starting to get into mid-2023, and we're hoping it's going to be in April sometime. That's kind of everyone's consensus is here before the start of May, because that'll mean that everybody can start playing with like the home Pokemon. Hisuian forms get added, Alolan forms get added, all that fun stuff.
Yep.
And the game, for the most part, won't change a ton, in my opinion. There's certain Pokemon like the Sedui and Cinderace and Charizard and all those ones that are in the game but don't have numbers that won't be playable. Mm-hmm. Honestly, that's fine. Most of them,
yeah. For now, I fully agree.
Most of them wouldn't have a real big impact anyway. Like Hisuian to Sedui would be like one of the big ones in my head. That's just like, oh, this Pokemon actually might be decent. But then you have things like Charizard that are fine in this format, but like no one's gonna really like Charizard doesn't have Gigantamax like it did in Sword and Shield. It's not actually that great of a Pokemon on its own.
Well, the other big thing is like you also have Torkoal still. So like that is a thing that exists.
The thing is you have much better special attackers in the form of like GU, Fluttermane, anything else that over Charizard. You just play those over Charizard. You don't have to play a second fire type now. You can just play Fluttermane and Torkoal, or you could even just play like if you're gonna play a second fire type, you do just play that GU. GU hits harder and has a different type of effect on the game, but that effect just means that it blows things up easier. So
I have this official list of like data mined Pokemon that people are going to assume are coming thanks to a data mine. A lot of them are like, hey, here's all of the legendaries, and like we're not going to talk about those for now because stuff like that's not going to see play right now because restricted format or whatever.
Like if it doesn't already have a dex number in the game, is a restricted Pokemon or is like a sub legend that doesn't like anything that doesn't have a dex number can immediately get tossed out because the format's not changing until the end of June.
At least, yeah, that's the thing.
So, like, Charizard's probably not going to be high on our list to talk about. Typhlosion, all of these starters, Palkia, Dialga, Heatran, Giratina, all of those are not high on our list to talk about. So stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably mainly just going to focus on like incoming Alolan forms, incoming Galar forms, Hisuian forms, and things of that nature, because these are Pokemon that already have dex numbers in the game.
Yeah, the alternate forms of the Pokemon that are already accessible.
And with the way with the way Pokemon does things is Alolan forms all forms share a dex number. It's just here's this form, and so we'll get things like Hisuian Basculin. Which will evolve into Basculegion, but we can't use Basculegion because Basculegion doesn't have a dex number.
Yet.
It won't have one until probably DLC.
And it may not be that like we don't have like release date for DLC, right? It's late this year.
We know it is fall and winter.
Okay.
That's all
at the earliest is probably like September.
So it could be anywhere from September to November for fall, and winter could be anywhere from December to January.
Yep.
Like, here's these windows. This is likely where it'll be. Current speculation is going to put it like October and December to have it have it split up enough to where it's like here's DLC part 1, here's DLC part 2.
I'm really hoping they push it back to like January or February, but like I'll take whatever. And the only reason I say that is so like we can have an actual format with like the first DLC and it not be
2 months of
it that's it, right? Like I just don't want it to be nothingness essentially.
Yeah.
I want it to actually be a metagame that can actually develop. And I feel like a 2-month format is not something that really has time to breathe and develop. As we sit here with a format that we've had for 2 months.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It is what it is. I think it's probably fine, but I would prefer not.
Right. Currently looking up all the regional forms that we currently have of a form in the game. Things like Muck, Persian, Raichu, Arcanine, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
The big one in my head, the big ones that pop up are all the Hisui forms, because we technically have all the Hisui Pokemon in some shape or capacity, because that's just how they design the game. Like, we have access to Avalugg, we have access to Braviary, we have access to Electrode, Gudra, Quillfish, Lilligant, things of that nature. Zoroark is another big one. That's a big one on my list. Is Hisuian Zoroark, being that normal ghost type. That's a very, very powerful typing. Even though it probably isn't going to be super duper prevalent, it could be a great support Pokemon. Plus, Bitter Malice is just really good.
I've been playing, a couple weeks back when I was bored of everything else. I started playing some Gen 9 OU, and that was right after the release of Hisuian Zoroark. And I mean, you see quite a bit of it. It's a obviously very good Pokemon. So I'm really excited to play with it and see how it plays in a doubles format. I know, having access to Zoroark previously in other formats, it's just something that you learn to play around. So I'm interested to see how much of a difference it is in this format, where having access to the Hisuian form means that you're going to have more immunities to actually be able to play with. Yeah. And therefore, that's going to be something that your opponent really has to adapt and play with as well. So, I don't know. I think it's a really cool Pokemon. I think it's really, really interesting. I'm excited to see how well it actually plays out.
The big things for Zoroark and Hisuian Zoroark is the access to all the ghost utility, Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, all that stuff. That's kind of the big kicker for it. But it'll be interesting to see how good it actually is once people start playing with it. Normal Ghost, no more Ghost only being weak to one type. It means that you could easily Terra into have a Terra just be a good defensive typing if you need it to be that. So it'll be cool to see what it does and how it works later on. Also, don't mention it's stupid fast. Not in terms of the rest of the format, but it'll outspeed most things.
It is base what?
110.
Oh, that is really fast.
It's not 135 like Fluttermane and Chien-Pao, but it's still really fast.
It's still, rocking and rolling.
Agreed.
So just going here by speed, 110 is, there's quite a few threats that are faster than it. Let's see, notably you have Mousehold. Roaring Moon is at 119. I always forget that thing is so fast. Meowscarada at 123. Chien-Pao.
Fluttermane, and then Bundle, and then Dragon Ball.
Yeah, of course.
And then Electrode, I think, after that.
Electrode is 150, yeah.
Okay.
Dragapult's 142.
That's another one that I'm interested in looking at, is the Grass Electric Electrode.
It is... What is its signature attack?
It's called Chloroblast, which is a base 150 power, 95% accuracy. User loses 50% max HP. It's like a Grass Steel Beam.
Okay, so it's literally just Grass Electric. No other stat changes, no ability changes.
Yeah.
It's interesting, right? Like,
Yeah, it's not like amazing, but it would be the fastest electric terrain setter in the game.
hmm
Your
outside of
weaknesses,
terrain setters such as
yeah.
Pincurchin and Miraidon.
Your weaknesses are, I think, exactly fire, ice.
That should be it,
I think
right?
that's it.
Fire and ice, because
you are neutral to ground because you're a grass type, and you're neutral to flying because you're an electric type.
Poison.
And
You're weak to
poison. Poison's your other weakness, yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like we're missing one. Oh, and bug.
Poison and bug normally aren't things you have to worry about, but then there's
They're
like
not
Glamora.
offensive typing, yeah.
There's like Glamora running around, so you have to kind of be aware of poison.
Which you outspeed, and I bet Chloroblast probably does a chunk into Glamora.
Yeah. Kind of
How heavy is Glamora? Is Grass not good into it?
well, it's going to be neutral damage, so it'd probably be fine.
Yeah. Let's see. I am curious now.
The big thing that Electro would be doing would be like supporty stuff. Stun Spore is really cool. Thunder Wave. If it got Spore or even Sleep Powder, that'd be really cool. But it didn't. Unfortunately, it just got one of them.
Okay, so Grass Knot into Glamora is base 60. So it is much weaker than Chloroblast.
Much weaker than Chloroblast, much weaker than Leaf Storm, much weaker than it's a little bit weaker than Giga Drain. Overall, I think the big Hisuian Pokemon that we're gonna see are things like Goodra, because Dragon Steel is nuts. We're gonna probably
Some really
see,
good typing.
What other Hisuian Pokemon are real big?
Let's see, there's Arcanine, which it has, Stab, Rocket, Head Smash,
Yeah.
and Flare Blitz. That's cool. But I think Intimidate is probably just better. Avalugg sucks. Braviary's interesting. It's just like better Xatu. I didn't realize how slow it was, though.
Oh, Hisuian Lilligant.
Another grass fighting type.
It's a grass fighting type, but it's got Chlorophyll and base 105.
Yeah, Chlorophyll and Hustle is both relevant abilities.
This thing is wicked fast. It has access to Axe Kick.
Interesting. Okay.
Obviously, you have close combat. You have all the fun grass moves. You have Sleep Powder. Which is very, very good. You also have this cool Dragon Dance type move called Victory Dance, which is your signature.
What does it do?
It raises your attack, defense, and speed by 1.
Oh, it's Physical Quiver Dance. Got it.
Yeah, it's Physical Quiver Dance, which is another dance move for all the people playing Oricorio memes.
I feel like Quiver Dance is still probably just better because Oricorio is more, especially, right?
Yeah. But you'll see people doing stuff with it because this Pokemon also gets Swords Dance.
Okay.
You do have entrainment on this Pokemon, which is cool.
Entrainment Torkoal. Let's go, baby.
Teeter Dance.
Another dance move.
The big one for Teeter Dance is it just confuses Pokemon, which can be annoying.
I feel like there's a reason we don't see Teeter Dance play.
This is a grass fighting type with access to Ice Spinner.
It's interesting as well.
Neat.
Can we talk about Basky Legion for a minute?
It's unfortunate that we won't get Basky Legion, maybe, but if we
I bet
did,
there
it'd be
is.
cool. The quantifying factor for a lot of their formats that they have gone so far is Dex number X to X, or a Dex number here to here, and then not these, and then here to here. And because Basque Legion won't have a dex number in home, in Scarlet and Violet when you transfer it in at the moment, it won't be legal for tournament play like all the Hisuian forms that would have already a dex number for Regulation C.
Let's see, there was... previously, I'm trying to think what the way they did this in earlier generations.
They specifically listed
right?
them. They specifically would list them if they did not have a dex number.
That is something they could do then.
But because they're not changing the format between now and the end of June,
we won't know until then.
Yeah,
obviously.
But
I'm just really interested in adaptability last respects. Like, I know that might be a little overkill, but you know.
I mean, base males what? Base 112 attack? Yeah.
Base 112 attack, 78 speed is not terrible, and base 120 HP is pretty okay. 65, 75 defense is not bad.
The Basque Legion female is more specially focused, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you lose 20 points in attack and gain 20 points in special attack. So you go to 92 attack and then 100 special attack.
I could see like Basque Legion female being a bulky support with things like Icy Wind and Chilling Water.
Let's see, what else does it get access to? Does it get Icy Wind?
It
does, okay.
They do. Yeah.
Let's see.
I see Psychic Fangs, I see Giga Impact, I see Scary Face, Snowscape, Soak.
Aqua Jet's interesting.
Yeah.
Hex is also something that has seen play previously. You can do surf things next to like Water Absorb and or Storm Drain. I don't know. It's probably not terrible.
Yeah, if we have access to it
really
in
playable.
The when it comes time, it'll be interesting.
Now, I want to talk about Sneasler, but I think the big reason people are so excited for Sneasler is Dire Claw, and we've already seen one change of a signature attack when it comes to Hisuian Zoroark. Let's see, what is its signature attack? I cannot remember.
Who, Zoroark?
Bitter Malice.
Bitter Malice. It's a 100% chance to drop an attack stage by 1.
But that's not what it did in Legends Arceus, right?
No. It did something similar, but it wasn't. So the way Legends Arceus works is your attack and special attack are linked, and your defenses are linked. And so when a move would drop an attack, it would drop both. Or when it would drop a defense, it would drop both. That's kind of the way Arceus' combat worked.
No, here we go. It had a 30% chance to leave the target with Frostbite. And its damage was doubled if they were under a status condition.
Yeah.
But its base power was 60. Now it is, 75 with a chance... Yeah, 100% chance to lower attack.
Yeah.
I knew, like, it did something weird. I couldn't remember what, but... So, a lot of people are really excited for Sneasler because it has this attack called Dire Claw, which has a 50% chance to sleep, poison, or paralyze the target. And there might be a chance that, like, is fine, and that's something they're willing to play. And, it's just, like, 1/6 of a chance to give you the status of your choice. But, like, there's a chance they also change it up or, nerf it in some capacity.
So, what you're seeing on Showdown is the moves pulled from home. So when you see Dire Claws, 50% chance to sleep, poison, paralyze target, that is what Showdown will use because it got it from the home data mine.
Isn't that what it already has, though?
Not in this situation, no. Not that I... So, anything you see on Showdown, which you're looking at right now, is what is pulled from home and how it works. So, Bitter Malice, the way they did Bitter Malice data mined from home was it drops attack 100, like it drops attack 1 stage. This is the power, this is the accuracy, and this is what it does. So, like, Victory Dance was attack, defense, and speed. In Legends Arceus, it didn't read attack, defense, and speed. It read offense, defense, and speed.
Okay, so it also actually got a buff. It was 60. It was 50% chance to poison, paralyze, or make drowsy. Drowsy is now asleep, which, no change there. It also had a high crit rate chance, but its base power was 60. So they took away that high crit rate chance and bumped it up to 80 base power.
A lot of the moves in Legends Arceus were also naturally weaker to work with the strong agile mechanic. So play with those numbers what you will. But overall, Sneasler, again, is it's in that weird spot where it could be usable, it could not be usable, because it's a new Pokemon with its own number in the dex and not a regional form like you would see for Hisuian Sneasel. That being said, did Hisuian Sneasel get Dire Claw? Or is it just Sneasler?
Well, according to a quick search on Showdown, no one gets it. So let's see.
I don't see it on the Hisuian Sneasel move.
Yeah,
list.
according to this, it's illegal. So I'm going to say it's probably just Sneasler.
However, Hisuian Sneasel has access to things like Toxic and other poison moves, which could make it interesting compared to regular Sneasel if you're looking for stuff like that.
Didn't Shelter do something weird too?
So before in Arceus,
PLA.
It raised your defenses and it reduced damage or something like that. Like the next damage you can attack into you. It did a whole bunch of weird effects that aren't in normal Pokemon. So now all Shelter does is just raise your defenses by 2.
It's just Iron Defense.
It's just Iron Defense. Which...
Because I know there was a lot of talk of that going into this generation as well. And so I was curious as to what it actually did now, but essentially nothing.
In this situation, Hisuian Gudra wouldn't have gotten Iron Defense anyway because of Shelter being the signature move.
Yet it has Acid Armor.
Yeah. That's the other thing. It's like it has Acid Armor naturally because they gave it back to just regular Gudra. And so now you have access to Acid Armor or Shelter depending on what you want for it. This opens up the door to like a very bulky body press set for Hisuian Gudra, which is really cool. That was
literally what I was just looking at to see if it had access.
You also have access to Chilling Water if that's something you're interested in, like being supporty. Life Dew for recovery. You could play your like a leftover Shell Armor set, kind of Laprasy things. Make our Pokemon that's just real hard to deal with. The other big thing is like you have Sap Sipper Ironhead. If you wanted to be like a real big meanie, you could play a physical Gudra, and now this Gudra loves Sap Sipper compared to regular Kalos Gudra. That's not the greatest with it. This thing loves it. It wants you to try and throw spores into it and all this stuff. It wants to eat those up and turn around, and you can just hit people with your base 100 attack. That is +1 or +2. Like, this is what Gudra's stats should have been. Looking at this. It's base 80 HP, base 100 attack, base 100 defense, base 110 special attack, base 150 special defense, and base 60 speed. This thing is a wall, and I love it. And I can't wait to have it in Scarlet and Violet.
Can we talk about Ursa Luna now?
Another one of those Pokemon that just... It's it'll be great when we get it. Like, Ursaluna is probably the best
excited.
Trick Room Sweeper.
I'm so excited. I don't even know if it's good, but I'm so excited.
Oh, no, this thing's a monster. I will tell you, this thing is gross.
I had it in a Ranbat earlier. I'm just like, oh, there's a Breloom on the other side. I'm gonna protect. Oh, they went for Spore. Good thing I burnt. Like, I don't care about any of this.
So, Ursaluna is so good because it's got a very high HP stat, very good defenses, and an amazing attack stat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the stats on this thing are spread perfectly for competitive Pokemon. It's not like there's not a ton of wasted stats.
You could be like Unnerve plus AV on this thing,
Yeah.
and then like you're just super bulky. And like obviously Unnerve over like Bulletproof, because Bulletproof isn't really an ability.
Yeah. But like Assault Vest plus Unnerve or Flame Orb plus Guts, and you have access to all like the Ursa Ring coverage moves, but you're bulkier and you hit harder.
Let's see. Physical move pool. Let's just quickly go over this. We have Avalanche, Body Press, Body Slam, Break, Close Combat. Let's just hit some highlights
Crunch.
here. Drain Punch, Crunch, EQ, Facade, Elemental Punches,
Gunk
Shot, Headlong Rush,
Heavy Slam,
Play Rough, High Horsepower,
Low Kick,
Return, Rock Slide,
Seed Bomb,
Power Up Punch.
Yep. Seed Bomb, Stomping Tantrum, Stone Edge. You have access to Yawn.
Clearly, the correct play is Trailblaze Ursaluna.
You have access to Yawn, Baby Doll Eyes, Belly Drum. Looking through like support things. You have access to Bulk Up too. Like,
you also get Stomping Tantrum, which like I don't know why you would play Stomping Tantrum ever over Headlong Rush and or EQ, but
you also have access to Night Slash for some reason.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, like the move pool is deep. The stats are perfect. I there's no way this thing just doesn't see play, right? Like this is a good Pokemon. This is like Glastrier levels of like stat distribution on a ground type. And that is a very good type.
I really want it to be good. I don't know, man.
We touched a little bit on the Braviary and the Arcanine, and all of those are fine. I don't think Hisuian Arcanine actually gets any better than regular Arcanine.
It has a worse typing and has access to
Rockhead.
Yep.
Like, it's just not better. You could do, like, fast head smash stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But it overall, it's just not enough, in my opinion, to warrant it over regular Arcanine. Even though you do have access to Terra and can get away from this terrible dual typing. A regular Arcanine is still just better. Did Hisuian Braviary get anything weird?
Yeah, I don't know on that one.
It lost Defiant and has Tinted Lens. And then
okay.
It's like a special attacker. It's like a very bulky special attacker.
but it's like not all that bulky. Like 110, 70, 70 is fine.
For a psychic flying type, that's pretty bulky.
Too bad you have 700 weaknesses.
Yeah. The signature's 100% chance to raise your speed by 1, and it has a high crit, right?
Sure.
It's like cool. You're a cool Tailwind user. You have access to Roost, Icy Wind. Not the greatest.
Yeah.
And then Avalug is bad. Don't use Avalug.
There's a reason our explanation of it was just, yeah, it sucks.
So
what about Overquill? Does it do anything?
Overquill's really cool because Overquill has Poison Point, Swift Swim, and Intimidate.
Yeah.
And its signature move is Barb Barrage, where it's a 50% chance to poison, and it doubles the power if you're already poisoned. So it goes from a base 60 to a base 120 move.
So it's 100% accurate gunk shots.
Yeah.
Is that worth it?
Like what? Base 115 attack.
It's pretty good.
85, 95, 65 defenses and in total overall defenses. 85 base speed, which isn't bad with Swift Swim, but most of the time what you're doing is playing this thing for Intimidate.
Yeah, for sure.
The big takeaway for Overquill is it's dark poison. That's what's
also true.
Good about it. It's dark poison. It's real hard to hit for any significant super effective damage. You kind of just have to hope you can blow it up before it has a chance to do anything to you.
Yeah. Man, I don't know.
Has access to Fell Stinger.
That's interesting.
Has access to Self-Destruct and Smart Strike.
That also is interesting.
Toxic and Toxic Spikes. Liquidation, Poison Jab, Ice Beam, Icy Wind, Haze. That could be a good one. Destiny Bond. That's another cool one. There's
you're like relatively fast for Destiny Bond too. You have 85 speed. It's not like slow.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's interesting for sure.
Is that pretty much all the good Hisui stuff that we have access to? Typhlosion, Decidueye, and Samurott aren't going to be legal by any sense of the word. Everyone's excited for Decidueye Hisui, but I think it'll be outshined by just like every other grass type in the game. The main thing I'm looking forward to is getting the Alolan forms. That's like my big excitement is like Alolan Muck, Alolan Persian, Alolan Raichu. Having access to those.
I'm very excited for Alolan Muck. I love its stupid blobby face.
Power of Alchemy could be really interesting because you can play this alongside your Ruin Pokemon, and if they go down, you get to copy it, and so you still have it. Oh, your Wo-Chien got beat by an unlucky crit? Well, now you get to copy whatever the ability is. As long as it works that way. Poison Dark, again, that's that typing that's real hard to hit super effectively. Base 105 HP, 75 and 100 defenses respectively. It's another really bulky Pokemon that has good support and good damage. I can't see a world where this at least doesn't see play somewhere. Over like regular Muck doesn't do anything. That's the problem. Like they made regular Muck really bad, and Alolan Muck is just above average for the most part.
That's generous, yes.
Snarl is like the big thing, right? Like this thing is a bulky Snarl user. Access to Helping Hand, access to all the punches you could ever want. Unfortunately, no body press because you have acid armor, but that's fine. Oh, and knockoff.
Yeah.
And knockoff. We have knockoff. Like, you want a good support Pokemon? This might be able to do stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Persian's another one I'm excited. Is the other one I'm excited for. It's just like, I have fast Icy Wind, fast Fake Out, Chilling Water. I have Fur Coat, so I'm real hard to like take out a lot of the time. Like, it's a good supporty Pokemon. Fast Quash, fast Snarl, again, both really good things to have. Supportive Dark types are very powerful.
Agreed. Having access to a prankster immunity is good. Who knew?
And then we have a Alolan Raichu.
Yep. It's there.
It's as good as the electric terrain setters, and that isn't saying much.
So it's not. Got it. Next talk. Next topic.
This could act like there is a world where Bundle starts playing electric terrain with booster energy, and you start using Alolan Raichu as this like Surge Surfer, take things out kind of situation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's some cool synergies there. Bundle hits a lot of the things that Alolan Raichu is scared of, and Raichu just hits things really hard in general. You have access to fast Thunder Wave, fast Fake Out, fast Volt Tackle if you really want it.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's interesting to look at these things. Oh, fast Aerial Impulse is the other big one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to reduce their damage even more. That's one way to do it. I don't think we got many Galarian forms. Slowbro and Slowking. Those are it.
Pony's not legal.
Nope. Corsola's not in the game. Darmanitan's not in the game. Zigzagoon's not in the game. Stunfisk, Weezing's not. Yamask isn't. So,
I want Darmanitan back.
So yeah, it's Slowbro and Slowking Galar. Which I don't think Slowking Galar got access to Chili Reception.
I can check.
I don't think it did.
It does.
It does?
According to Showdown, it does.
Okay, that's cool. Is it good? I have no clue.
Giant shrug emoji.
But with Regenerator, it might be.
True.
Poison Psychic is a neat typing, can be hard to kind of deal with. You're weak to Dark, Ghost, Ground. Is that it?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I will give it that.
And then Slowbro.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you're right.
Slowbro Galar is interesting. Quick Draw's cool with its whatever the poison firing move. What was it? What's the gun? What's the move? Pew pew.
No. You're killing me. No idea.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you're killing me. I got nothing on this one.
Shell sidearm, that's what it is.
Yep, that's correct. The pew pew,
The one that it checks to see which one's stronger and it uses that.
Yep.
That actually, again, could be decent. Like, all of these poison types, like, that have decent coverage are actually, like, viable in this format because there's things like Fluttermane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to play Fluttermane. Well, I have Stab, Shell Sidearm, and I'm going to hit you on the side you're weakest because I get to do that. Pew. Yeah, there's definitely some cool forms to come out of Pokemon Home that we'll have access to in the future.
Yeah, I think it's interesting for sure. I think the ones I'm most excited for are probably like Alolan Muck. I really like the idea of Basque Legion. Past that, like Sneasler's probably cool.
Yeah,
Unburdened. How
120 base 120 with Unburdened
and base 130 attack.
So this is literally the glass cannon Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, give it Sash, and then like
you literally
its speed
send
is doubled.
out Chien Pao and Sneasler, and
punch them. Does Sneasler get Sucker?
I don't know.
Nope. Lame.
Does it get Extreme Speed?
Nope.
Lame.
It gets Quick Attack.
That's boring.
Poison Touch. Quick Attack, Poison Touch.
Boo. Not fun.
It's the best I got, man. It's the best I got.
Do you have any other priority? No? God dang. That sucks.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, not great, Bob.
Oh. Unfortunate. I have a shiny Overquill for if we get those. I'm excited for that.
I don't have anything, man. I don't even have an Overquill.
I probably have an extra Hisuian Quillfish you can use.
Oh, I'm sure I could probably get one fairly easy.
If you want to go use Bar Barrage, I think it's like 20 times or something.
Lovely.
It's a grind, I'll tell you that for sure. Because I think the PP on Bar Barrage is like 8.
Awesome.
So you have to go back.
Carl, you're really selling me on this, dude. You're really selling me on this.
Wait till you have to get Ursaluna. It's bad. It is so bad. So...
Yeah.
Do you know how to get Ursaluna in the game?
No.
So you have to be in the Crimson Mirelands on the night of a full moon and use a peat block. That is the only way.
I did know that.
That is the only way to get Ursaluna.
It's not the most egregious.
Oh, we didn't even talk about like the fact that like Enamorus is a thing.
Oh yeah.
Enamorus is cool. Cute charm and contrary. It hits like a truck. Just like most of the genies, it's got both good special and physical attack, decent speed. The weird thing is when you change forms to Therian, it becomes super duper slow.
Yeah, like, oh wow.
Like,
and you just become a brick wall.
You are the big thing is like you have Overcoat, you are a brick wall. You're very hard to deal with because you're a fairy and flying type that can Terra away from any weakness you're worried about. You got great special coverage. You have access to Iron Defense too if you want that. And your signature move has a 30% chance to lower an opponent's attack. It's base 100 power, 80% accurate.
Is it physical or special?
Special.
Interesting.
Fun fact, all of the genies now have a signature attack.
Yeah, because they all got it in this game, right?
Yep, they all got it in PLA. So, if I remember correctly, the Tornadus is flying, the Thundurus is electric, and the Landorus is ground. Landorus I think, can burn somebody.
20% chance to burn, but it's also a special attack.
Yeah, which it's cool for specifically Sheer Force Landorus.
Correct.
Because that's a base 100 move that can get boosted by Sheer Force. Which is really cool. Earth Power still is probably more reliable if that's up your alley, but I think there'll be an argument for either or.
I agree.
Thunderous.
I think they're both
is a chance to paralyze, if I remember right. Wild Bolt, 20% chance to paralyze, and then Tornadus. I don't remember what Tornadus does.
Bleak Wind Storm. It is a 30% chance to lower the opponent's speed.
So
it looks like it's also a spread move.
I'm not sure if they are. It looks like it is. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'll take it if it is.
Special Earthquake. That only hits one side. That can burn. It burned if you're not sheer force.
Because it says foes, not
with the
targets.
With the parentheses around it. Yeah.
Just very, very interesting.
It'll be interesting to see how the genies work into the game once we get them. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got. I can't think of anything else. I
got nothing.
There's no team of the week because we're not into Regulation C yet. As of uploading, we're still a week away. I don't know what we're going to do for laddering.
A minute.
Are we just going to probably play on Showdown again?
Probably, yeah. Works
for me. But yeah.
But as of what I'm playing, I don't know yet. We'll figure it out next week.
This is the call to action for the day. Submit your Regulation C teams for Carter to play. He might play multiple. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Figure out when it happens. It's kind of my motif is just whatever. I'll figure it out when it happens.
When it happens, it happens. All right. Ready to get out of here, bub?
I'm exhausted. I'm so tired, dude.
So that is
I know we were talking about it a little bit before. I'm just like, I'm exhausted. I feel like it's been pretty apparent this episode. Yeah. I feel like you've done a lot of talking, and I've just kind of hung out. But,
well, it just means we'll have to work you hard the next time.
Hooray. So excited.
Can't put it off forever. Get us on out of here, bub.
But, alright, man. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're listening over on YouTube. If you're listening on, any of the audio platforms, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Get notifications when our new stuff goes live, all that good stuff. And, if you are interested, go ahead and check us out on Twitter at LRLessons. Myself at Mr. Missouri 25, Carl's at Musical VGC. You can check Carl and myself both on Twitch as well. It's at Mr. Missouri 25 and at Musical. Right? Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Let's see. Past that, you can come and join our community Discord, where you get to hang out with us and submit your teams of the week and plan all of our events and everything else going on. So that'll be the best way to do that. It's down in the show notes. Check out the website, lrlessons.com. Check out the articles and stuff we have up on there. While you're there, you can go ahead and check out the merch page, which hopefully will be changing sooner rather than later, but we'll figure that out when it happens.
Now that I've pulled the money from it, we'll probably be swapping.
Yeah, I have some ideas that have come across my feed the last couple weeks that I need to send to you if I can get my thoughts organized. Let's see. And, if you want to support the show, but, don't want to support Teespring because I understand, you can go ahead and go on over to patreon.com. And for as little as, 50 cents an episode, you can help keep our lights on. So, a huge special shout out to our $10 and up patrons, including Johnny Bravo Sr. and Papa Swish. So, I think that's it. I think I hit everything.
Yep.
I took a week off and I took a week off and I forget everything.
Yep, that's usually how it works.
So, thank you all so much for watching, and until next week, have a good one. Peace.